You all are now tuned into Talkin Sports with Chris Meza.
Hey y'all, this is Talkin Sports with Chris Meza. Thank you for tuning in. Man, I really appreciate everybody out there from the bottom of my heart that's tuned in right now. This is my very first episode, man, and I'm excited. I'm very pumped up to be with y'all today. Being my first episode, I'd like to dedicate this show to Joe A. Carbajal, Pastor Joe A. Carbajal. That is my grandpa, Papa. We love and miss you, man, and this is for you. So I got a quick story, y'all, about me and my grandpa, Papa, and my family. So we're a very close family. We get together once a week, right? And my love for sports came from my grandfather, okay? Oh my God, we could talk about it all day, all night. Both of us were very passionate about sports. And at the family gatherings, we'd really get at it, right? Okay, so, man, we'd have all kinds of fun. We'd get excited. We'd even get mad and argue with each other, right? But once the family had had enough, somebody in the family would stand up, right? And go, guys, y'all got to stop. Enough is enough, right? And then somebody always said, save it for the radio, okay? Well, guys, family, here I am. And Papa, this is for you. So let's get into the first episode. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Chris Meza. I'm born and raised in Waco, Texas. I have a beautiful wife, love very much, been married for 7 years. And we got 2 awesome boys growing up quick on us. I played football and baseball in high school, had to quit baseball because of an eye injury. I just recently got over those oh-so-glorious days. So nowadays, I do real estate, and I'm vice president of a gaming and sports betting app called FanWagon. Y'all check that out. It's on iPhone now, and it'll be on Android soon, okay? It's coming soon to Android. But again, the name is FanWagon. So let's dive into this first episode, okay? Obviously, the first things we need to talk about is this crazy NFL offseason, right? There's never been one like it. This is by far got to be the most active, craziest NFL offseason there has ever been, okay? And the busiest of all of them has been the AFC West. So we're going to talk about that division first. In future episodes, we'll address some other divisions and address the NFL more broadly as the show progresses, okay? But today we're going to focus on the AFC West. First team up, Denver Broncos, okay? Man, huge signing of Russell Wilson, right? They traded for him and got him from the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson, Super Bowl champ, took the Seahawks and won. Been there a couple more times. I mean, amazing QB. Denver landing that is huge. They've had QB problems since Peyton Manning was there, and it hasn't been close, guys. They really needed a QB, and boy did they land one. So man, we know they're real excited for their team up there in the Rocky Mountains in Denver. So let's see what happens with that. I think Russell Wilson's going to be a big spark for that team. Man, you're going to see an offense you hadn't seen in a while out there. The Broncos also signed Randy Gregory, okay? Big get, awesome pass rusher that they got from the Dallas Cowboys. Randy was actually going to sign with the Cowboys, and then big surprise, the Broncos courted him, and he signed with the Denver Broncos. Randy Gregory has been in and out of a little trouble and had trouble staying on the field. But this past season, 2021, man, had a breakout season, had a really good season, saw a lot of playing time. Cowboys were excited to have him back, and boy, the Denver Broncos just came in and swooped him away. So big get. You got him across from Chubb on the other side of that defense, and oh my gosh, that defense was already good. You kind of replaced Von Miller with that. Watch out. Denver's going to have an exciting football team to watch this year. So watch for them. Russell Wilson does have some good targets. He has Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick. Guys, and man, watch out for Jerry Jeudy. Amazing talent from Alabama that the Broncos drafted. And man, watch. He could possibly have a breakout season this year. And if he does, it could be scary. Patrick Surtain and Caden Stearns are good pieces for the secondary. And man, the Broncos, man, they're really put together a good squad this offseason. And man, they definitely improved this offseason. And man, I'm excited to watch them this year. I think they're going to surprise a few people since they've been down for a few years. Watch those Denver Broncos. Next, we're going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. Another big signing, huge signing, probably, arguably the best receiver, Davante Adams. The Las Vegas Raiders, again, they swooped in and got Davante Adams from the Green Bay Packers, offered him a great contract. Man, last year, this guy, man, over 1,500 yards receiving. Oh, my gosh, Derek Carr should go out there, man, and light it up. You got him, and you've got Hunter Renfrow, who was a 1,000-yard receiver for him last year. Davante Adams is a piece that was missing. Man, this Raiders team, again, what's going to happen, man? They just tremendously improved themselves with Davante Adams. You got Kenyon Drake, who's returning from an injury. And Josh Jacobs, man, he had a strong season last year, almost 900 yards. And Kenyon Drake broke his ankle last year, him coming back. Man, he should really help that team. And man, him and Josh Jacobs should be a good 1-2 punch for those Las Vegas Raiders. As far as the defense, Denzel Perryman, what a year. What a year. He was a beast last year at linebacker. You got Jonathan Abram playing really well at safety. They added Chandler Jones this offseason, another huge signing. Again, you've got Max Crosby on one side, Chandler Jones on the other side. Quarterbacks, when you play the AFC West, watch out. It's going to be scary. So the Raiders, man, just tremendously improved. Let's see what happened. They were in second place in the AFC West last year. Man, they got a chance to make some noise this year. Next, we're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. They signed Josh Gordon in January. I feel like that's important to note. Again, like Randy Gregory with the Broncos, man, Josh Gordon, man, just cannot stay out of trouble. Josh Gordon, a former Baylor player, sick him, okay? Gosh, I wish the guy the best, and man, quarterback like Pat Mahomes, I hope he can stay on the field. Josh Gordon is a tremendous talent, but he's just been out of the game for so long. So I think he has an opportunity to shine, especially with Pat Mahomes, and if he's in good shape. I want to see what he's able to do. The Chiefs also made another Baylor signing, Sikkim, that I want to point out. Corey Coleman. He took a year off. I believe he was with the Giants. When he was at Baylor, man, gosh, that guy was exciting to watch. Big-time speed, breakaway speed, good route running. He's got a good opportunity to come in. Hopefully, if the Chiefs use him, I'm rooting for him. I'm excited to just keep an eye on him. He could possibly fill that third receiver role. They lose Tyreek Hill. He's no Tyreek Hill by any means, but man, the guy could be very productive, and I think he could be a great slot receiver. So the Chiefs haven't made too many big moves on the defensive side of the ball this year either. Can they stay on top of a much tougher AFC West without strengthening their defense? Please keep in mind their defense was not that good last year. They gave up a lot of yards, a lot of points. However, with Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, these guys could put points on the board. Can they keep playing that style of football in an AFC West getting tougher? We'll see. So the Chargers, last but not least, because these guys are not playing around either. The Los Angeles Chargers went out, man, and they signed Khalil Mack, who's been a 6-year consecutive Pro Bowl selection before not being selected for the Pro Bowl just last year, okay? So 6 consecutive years before 2021 dude is a beast. I mean, he's a monster. He's been a monster since he's come in the league. The Chargers got him from the Chicago Bears. Man, this guy's going to make an impact immediately for these Chargers. You got Khalil Mack, and then you've got Bosa on the other side. Guys, quarterbacks, watch out. The whole AFC West is destruction, right? It's scary. It's scary. Them all of them have defensive fronts that you just have to watch out. So the Chargers are no exception, okay? Kenneth Murray, he's expected to have a solid season, come back, hopefully a little healthy, showing a lot of potential, and right there in the linebacker position, man, if he can hold strong there, man, who knows what these Chargers can do. It's kind of up to him on defense. On the offensive side of the ball, you've got Justin Herbert, you've got Keenan Allen, you've got Mike Williams, and then, man, Austin Eckler, if he can have a great year again. Man, these guys provide Justin Herbert a lot of support. I think on the offensive side of the ball, it's on Justin Herbert. He's got the supportive roles around him. Again, Williams, Eckler, and even Keenan Allen, okay? It's up to him. It's on his shoulders. He's got to go out there and perform. He had a good year last year. He's going to need to repeat that. He needs to have another big year. This AFC West is no joke. So, again, Herbert needs to have a big year. So let's dive into some way too early predictions for the AFC West, okay? Let's do it. This is arguably the best division in the NFL right now. Let's talk about how I'm going to rank them. Again, this division is super competitive, and they made it no easier this offseason. These guys are cutthroat right now, man. They went out and made some big moves this offseason, and man, this division is going to be fun to watch. So be sure, if you watch the NFL, watch that AFC West this year. My Dallas Cowboys went 1-3 against this division last year. I know. And yes, I'm a Cowboys fan, okay? And with that being said, we only beat the Chargers, and that game was very close. That game was scary close. It very easily could have went the other way. So 1-3, we got whooped by the Broncos. The Raiders beat us in overtime. Got whooped by the Chiefs. This division had their way with us. So let's dive into it. No more talk. Here's what I've got. I think the Las Vegas Raiders come in at number 1. That's right. I think they made enough moves this offseason. Devontae Adams and Carr. Oh, man, if they can have a 15-yard season, Hunter Renfrow on the other side, potentially bringing in 1,000 yards, how are they going to stop these guys? You know what I'm saying? And so, Las Vegas Raiders, guys, that defense is scary. They're more than capable of stopping people. They have a pretty good offensive line, too, I think. And so if they can protect Carr, Adams, and Renfrow, watch out. So that's big news, right? Like, whoa. Las Vegas Raiders has been the Kansas City Chiefs league for a while now. That's right. So coming in at number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think they've made enough moves. And I think the Raiders have improved. And I think in my way too early predictions, if the Raiders can stay healthy, I think they take this division, okay? Kansas City Chiefs, they haven't done enough. They lose Tyreek Hill, one of the best receivers in the league. The Raiders get Devontae Adams, one of the other best wide receivers in the league, right? And so, man, you lose that kind of production, you got to worry about the Chiefs. And they haven't improved their defense. But I think they're going to be strong enough. Pat Mahomes, he's out of this world. Talented. He'll find ways. He's a fiery competitor. Dude's going to find ways to win games. But can he stay atop this tough AFC West? I don't think so. I think that goes to the Las Vegas Raiders. And second is now the Kansas City Chiefs. Third, I got the Denver Broncos moving up. That's right, Denver. Got y'all improving. But you're in a tough division. I don't know if you're ready to take over the Kansas City Chiefs. But I think y'all improve, and I think y'all move to third in a very tough division. That's nothing to pout about, guys. You know, y'all are definitely improving. Y'all are gonna be a fun football team to watch. Russell Wilson, man, y'all are gonna light up some scoreboards, man. You got Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton. Man, I really think Russell Wilson to Jerry Jeudy, you're gonna hear that a lot this year. Okay. Last but not least, because again, this division, shoot, these guys could go to some other divisions and all of them could easily win it. So last but certainly not least, number 4, I've got the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay. You know, I don't know that Justin Herbert's ready to step up and take over this league. Now he's competing against Mahomes, Carr with Devontae Adams, and then Russell Wilson with the weapons he has. Man, I don't think Justin Herbert's ready to carry that type of load yet. Their defense certainly has improved, and they're going to keep them in some games. The Chargers could change this kind of fate by simply having a opportunistic defense that could sway games for them. So, man, this list, guys, please know it's very tight, but that's how I see it right now, very early. Looking at it on paper, I think that's how it plays out. So there you have it. There's your way too early rankings for the AFC West. So moving on, we've got the top 10 2023 college football recruiting classes. Guys, I'm a huge college sports fan. Hopefully y'all are too. I'm going to touch base on this every week as we get closer and closer to the season. Right now, guys, please understand it's very early. The 2023 class still has to play their season. The sign-in period's in December. We got a long ways to go, guys. This 2023 class, the big recruits are gonna be watching the football teams that are recruiting them play their seasons, and then make their decisions later in December. So please know there's a long way to go. So right now, the top 10 2023 college football recruiting classes are: number 1, Notre Dame. Guys, this list is going to surprise y'all, okay? But this is just very early on. Just wanted to give it to you as of today. Number 1, Notre Dame. Number 2, Texas Tech. Number 3, Arkansas. Number 4, your national champs, Georgia. Number 5, Penn State. Number 6, Sikkim, Baylor Bears. Number 7, Louisville. Number 8, Ohio State. Number 9, Iowa. Number 10, Florida State. Now, guys, please know, probably later in the season, you probably only have Notre Dame, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State, in Georgia. Let me say that one more time. Notre Dame, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State. Those are probably your only ones that are going to be in the top 10 by the end of this recruiting cycle. Okay, so this is going to change a lot very early on. Cool to see some of those names. Texas Tech at number 2. Yeah, that's a huge surprise, right? But before we dive into that, people always ask, does recruiting really matter? Do stars really matter? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to say that. Absolutely. 1,000% they matter. You look at the college football playoffs last year, Georgia, the recruiting class they had the year before, number 3. Bama, number 2. Michigan, number 9. And then you had an extreme Cinderella team in Cincinnati. And let's be honest, guys, they played their hearts out, but they were no match talent-wise for these other teams. So recruiting definitely matters. Cincinnati most likely won't be there again for the time being. But these guys recruiting well, they're there every year. So recruiting absolutely matters. So we're going to keep an eye on that, okay? So let's dive into it. Texas Tech. Even if it's early, it's a huge surprise. Texas Tech has not recruited well the past several years, they've been in the bottom end of the Big 12. In the Big 12, it's Texas, OU, and everybody else. Texas and OU are typically the only ones in the top 25 even lately. So Texas Tech is bottom 8 through 10 in the recruiting rankings over the past few years. So to see them at number 2 at any point of recruiting cycle is funny. It's cool. It's a shakeup. But I believe that Texas Tech finally made the right hire, and it's starting to reflect even now. Okay, it won't stay that way, but they'll improve, and this recruiting class is going to be a good one. And that's because they hired Joey McGuire. They took him away again from my Baylor Bears. Joey was a high school football coach before Baylor. He was the head of the Texas High School Coaches Association. So this guy's relationships in Texas are tremendous. And man, this guy's going to be able to get some good talent out there in Lubbock, okay? So you watch Joey McGuire and them Texas Tech Red Raiders. Me as a Baylor fan, I certainly am going to be watching because he's going to make that team improve out there, okay? Notre Dame at number 1, they could probably stay in the top 10, but they're also off to a hard start with their new coach, Marcus Freeman. Man, he was the defensive coordinator, and so he took over for Kelly as Kelly left to LSU. And so Marcus Freeman, keep it up, buddy. You've really got something going on out there in Notre Dame. I think it's up to you to keep this flame, alive. You know what I mean? So let's see what Notre Dame does this year and see how they continue to recruit. It may take them a couple seasons, but they do have talent on that team. So let's see what Marcus Freeman starts to do. How about my Baylor Bears? At number 6, early on, Dave Aranda won the Big 12 last year, a big Sugar Bowl win against Ole Miss. And I think the hopes realistically for Baylor is for them to finish in the top 20 to 25 in the recruiting cycle this year. So let's see if they're able to do that. Go get them, Dave. Well, we're getting towards the end of the show that I have for you today. Baseball has ended yet another lockout, and opening day has finally took place, and the season has kicked off. So let's let a few games be played. Let's let a couple weeks go by, and I'll probably be covering some baseball soon. Excuse me. Okay. So tune in. You'll know. I'll post it, and we'll begin to discuss baseball for them baseball fans out there. The Lakers are done, and LeBron James is already out of the playoffs. How about that? I think it's a big surprise. It's always news whether LeBron is doing good or not. Man, the guy had a tough shake this year. And, man, those Lakers are done. But, man, how about Luka and those Mavs? Man, they're red hot. I'll cover more NBA as the season begins to heat up and start heading toward the playoffs, okay? So that's it, guys. I don't want to keep you all day, so I hope you have enjoyed the show. Keep your eyes peeled for next week's episode. Leave a comment. Drop a question. I'm here for all the smoke, guys. Bring it. Bring it. Bring all the smoke. I'm here for it. Okay? So feel free to reach out. Like my Facebook page. Follow on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. Hope to catch you next week. This is Talkin Sports with Chris Meza. Take care. God bless. We're out.
I got a fever and I can't sit still. Only one thing gonna save me now. Just got to get up that hill and I said, take me to the city, let the city water.